Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. My name is Emma. Um, I'm a mama. I'm a grandma, but I haven't seen my kids in 5 years. My grandsons don't know me. So this is a message that I'd like to broadcast to let everyone know my feelings on these things. So for many years, many years, I was living with families that were narcissistic, very controlling, very negative in the way that they would speak. And even though I loved my husband, I left my husband because of many reasons. But the one reason I left for real was because he didn't know how to love me. And even though he said he loved me, I don't think he really did, because the way he treated me, the way he spoke to me, these are not the way of love. And I put up with it. I did. And a friend of mine once asked me if I settled. So I'm going to answer that question. You see, a long time ago, I met a man who had a great heart, and he was full of life. He always wanted to be busy. He was in school. I was working. I had 3 jobs at the time. And when I met him, it was on an evening I was out with supposedly girlfriends. And one of my girlfriends was leaving to go live in Holland. And that's how I met him, when I was at the Scaramouche Club, because I was saying goodbye to my friend. Well, it started that way, and we were joined at the hip, and we enjoyed each other very much. And well, I got pregnant, so he asked me to marry him, and I said yes, because he wanted to make an honest woman out of me. And we made all the arrangements. We got the everything put together. But before the wedding, I lost the baby. And I told him, I don't think you really want to marry me. You think maybe that I want to trap you. I didn't say it like that, but I told him, you really don't have to marry me. And he told me that he was going to marry me anyway. So we were married for a very long time. And in the beginning, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then I don't know what happened. I really don't. But in a previous video that I made, I had mentioned that the one thing that I really have memory of is when I gave him his first son. You should have seen the love glowing off of his body. It's very hard to explain, but every time I had a baby, he would have this joy. He would have this love, and then it would go away. I don't know why it would leave him. I don't know if he was upset that I was paying more attention to the children or what. But in later, when the kids got bigger, he used to criticize me and say that I was hounding them with kids, and I was teaching them how to be mama's boys and the whole business. And he used to pick on my oldest son, saying that saying some things, And oh, that's your favorite. And oh, your son. And I loved all three of my kids the same. And I still do. I never stopped loving my kids. I never stopped loving him. But I had to leave. Why? Because I wasn't being loved. I wasn't being loved. I wasn't happy. My kids didn't want to have anything to do with me. He didn't like taking me out. He would insult me when we were in public. And he didn't really care to introduce me to anyone. He liked to keep me in a closed area, let's say, boxed in. And I did really well for him. I took care of him. And when he was up and down, I took care of him. For example, he was in need of help. He came to me and he said, "Can you go to the bank and get a loan?" And so I did. And I paid that loan, but all that money went to him. He took care of whatever he needed to do, but he was my husband. Why wouldn't I do that for my husband? Anyway, I did that twice. But to this day, I think it doesn't register that I was helping him because of all the negativity in the family. You see, I was married to an Italian family, and they're very close-knit family. From the beginning, I already knew that they didn't want me around because I was an outsider. I wasn't Italian. And he even told me that his mother, who is very, very religious with the Catholic Church, told him before we got married, "Why don't you just live with her and have the baby and then find out like that first before you just jump in and get married, right?" Well, maybe he should have listened to her because he's been listening to her his whole life. He should have listened at that point, right? That's not what happened. We got married. Now I'm thinking, did we get married because he loved me? Or did he get married because of a convenience? Because at this point, I'm thinking about all the things that transpired in my life with him, that it was all a setup. He wanted me to be just like Edith Bunker, stifled and not talking, don't say nothing. Used to even get insult me by what I would wear, or yeah, I mean, you don't do that to someone you love. So I didn't think he really loved me. I think he wanted to control me. And it got so bad that for the longest time, my kids didn't want me to even participate in anything. So I decided, seeing that I'm already having a problem with the Catholic Church and all churches who use Bibles that speak in a false conveyance of languages and not tell the whole story, I decided that, you know what? I'm not going to participate anymore. I'm not going to go to church. I'm not going to go to gatherings. I'm not going to go to celebrations. I'm not going to do this. So then I got my daughter decided, "Oh, so you're not going to come to my wedding?" Oh. And I'm like, why are they brainwashing my children? Why are they teaching my children negative things about their mother? Why do they say things that are slandering and gossip every time they go somewhere and they come back? They always look at me funny. And then I hear things because I have very, very keen hearing. And I'm like, psh, why am I here? Why am I staying in this environment? These people don't want me around. They find me an embarrassment. They don't want me to act the way I act. They don't want me to be me. They don't want me to have fun. They don't want to see me laughing. They wanted to see me frowning and upset, and crying and being subservient and and taking orders, and it was kind of strange to sit down and think about all those things after the fact. But I came to realize they were all brainwashing. My family was brainwashed. My kids have ill will towards me. They hate me for no reason, or they blame me for the reasons of the falls that they've taken in their life. I know my eldest son, uh, he said something to me that made me think. He got upset with me because I sent him to a high school that he really didn't want to go to. And that high school treated him like shit. They did. And on his graduation, they didn't even bother to have a certificate for him. And my mother flipped out on that one. Yeah. And that's the thing. He kept telling me, "Oh, okay, Camille." He would say that I was my mother. He would say that I would act like my mother, that I would give guilt trips, and I never did. It was the perception of their thinking by the cause of the constant negative things they hear from other people in their ears. So my kids have no good memories of me at all, thinking that my ex-husband was the one that took care of all of that, took care of them. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he likes to sit on the sofa and watch sports. He never participated in taking care of the children. Only when they went up to him, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." But then he pushed his kids aside. He pushed basically his son, his oldest son, aside. He pushed his other younger son aside, but then he would show favoritisms, which are wrong. You don't do favoritisms. So my eldest son started questioning himself, thinking that he wasn't really who he was supposed to be. He for one question he asked me, "How come my elbows are not like y'all elbows? Mine are round and y'all's are all pointy." Just as an example. And I'm like, wow, he's already talking bad about himself, thinking that he doesn't belong here. This is the negativity of the narcissistic treatments that people do, uh, or people pick up on. I mean, and to walk around being negative and gossiping and talking slander about people who are in your family, people who are supposed to love you, people who are supposed to talk good about you. Whatever happened to that closed closet door of the secret family secrets, huh? No, but they'll close the door on the family secrets of the molestation of the children. That's what they'll do. And I'm going to say it now. I caught his mother molesting my son when he was 2 years old. She decided it was okay for her to give him an enema. Why? Because he wasn't shitting when she wanted him to shit. Later, 4 or 5 of the girls in the family decided that they were going to take their uncle to court for child molestation. Guess what? I already had a conversation with the man who passed away, who was my godfather. Right there in front of me. He decided he would go play my daughter. He's going to play with her. touching her, molesting her in front of me. They kept my mouth shut. But when I found out that they took him to court, and my godmother turning around and saying, "Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about that. We got the. Don't even think about that. That's not happening anymore." Meanwhile, back at the ranch, he's doing it to my daughter when she was 3 and 4 years old. Then we had another creepazoid in the family deciding that no one likes her. This particular aunt cousin, nobody likes her because she's weird. She paints weird pictures. She's got animal heads on human bodies. She's got all these things that she does that are really weird. And none of the children want to go near her. Why is that? Now I'm thinking, after all this time, was my husband ever molested by his mother? Did she give him an enema? Is that why he's a mama's boy and had to be attached to his mama all this time? I don't know. Well, my boys are not mama's boys. My daughter is not a you know, okay? Why? Because they hate me. They hate me because I'm a loving person and I'm a kind person. But the one little thing that I miss, they're going to make that out of a mountain when it's only a little tiny molehill. Yeah. And why is that? Because who they were hanging around with, who were teaching them, and the thing that really pissed me off was the fact that my ex's mother was okay with sneaking and spying on me. I caught her a few times. One time, I decided to surprise her. I opened the front door while she was sitting on the staircase listening into the into the door. Who does that to their family? Witches, warlocks. This is what they do. And my godmother, she has a nice holly tree sitting out in front of her house. Guess what holly's for? Holly's for crafting magic wands. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why it's called Hollywood over there. They cast spells on everyone. Go look at Harry Potter and the movies of Harry Potter. They're all using Holly wands. Guess who Holly is? Holly is the demon sister of the god of war. And here we are, all celebrating holidays. Everybody calls me a crazy bitch. I got news for y'all. Here's one you don't know. Here's one you don't know. Way back when you decided to take me to the Argyle Institute to have me put away into an insane asylum because I was crying that your father died, that my stepfather died, that my father-in-law passed away. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you both. Because I know that's an idea you got from your mother. You know why I know that? She was very quick at always saying something wrong about my son, the one that she decided to molest, right? Telling me to take him over to the Shriners Hospital so that they could take a look at him. She's the one who told me to do that. And what did they do? They took my child out of my hands, didn't allow me to go into the room, did god awful things to him for sure. And now he hates me. Why? Because the stupid doctors decided, oh, his head's too big. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, my stepfather's head was really big. Made me measure everything. Took him back to the children's hospital, and what did they do? They did exactly what he said they were doing. They were treating him like a guinea pig, putting these needles this long into his legs, saying there was something wrong with his legs. There was nothing wrong with my son. Absolutely nothing. All this because I listened to someone else tell me what to do. Tell me or give me a suggestion over and over and over and over like a broken record. So if you put it in your ear over and over and over, you're supposed to memorize it, right? This is what you do in school. And so these tactics that they use with their words and their verbiage of the negativity, this was constantly in my children's ears. Constantly. They never had a good word to say about me. Always had to gossip about some stupidity. Why? Because I think they don't have a life. They don't have nothing else to do but to gossip and slander people of their own family. And he's supposed to love me? Well, I'll tell you what. I loved him very much. And it was the hardest thing I ever did, is to walk away from my family. Walk away from him. But he put it in their ears so much, and my mother too, she's just as guilty. They put these things in my children's ears so much. The first thing that came out of my daughter's mouth, you abandoned us. Really? How is it that I am getting a divorce and separating from my husband? How do I abandon you? You tell me, how do I abandon my children? I never abandoned my children. They abandoned me because of all the negativity and bullshit that was being planted in their heads. Then I come to find out that they are all using witchcraft. All of them. How do I know? Oh, we went to the christening of little Bettina. And during the christening of little Bettina, I was walking around and I stopped for a moment, and my sister in law was talking with someone who turned around and said, "Oh, I can't read your palms here. You'll have to come over to my house." Right. Witchcraft. Crafting. Doing divination. Hiding it. But only a certain few are allowed to know that that's happening. Then when that later on, we went over to the house, and I saw her put gold on her baby with a safety pin. It was the hope, faith, and charity. Yeah, I asked her why she was doing that. Oh, this is to ward off all evil spirits, is what she told me. Y'all are wondering how come I disconnected from all of y'all? I disconnected because you were corrupted. You were all on the negative connotations and talking and thinking and doing, and I decided that, okay, since I make you frown every time I come around, maybe I just leave, right? You never come and ask me to come over. You don't call me up and say, "Hey, Ma, how you doing?" You don't call me and say, "Happy birthday, Ma." You don't bring me a present, or Mother's Day. Oh, I forgot. 2 days later, Happy Mother's Day, Ma. This is the type of brainwashing they did to my kids, and the mental manipulations of their abuse against me. They abused me my whole life that I was with him and I stood by him, but I couldn't do it anymore. I got tired of him coming home and telling me that he had an opportunity to get a blowjob. Or when we went out to the Christmas party, him going over on the other side of the room and fraternizing with his coworkers. But at the table, he slaps me because he thinks that I shouldn't touch him while his boss is near him. He didn't even want to introduce me to his boss. Oh, that was when he was working for Siemens. Yeah. Anyway, I'm at a point where I don't care anymore of what's going on right now, but I'm gonna say something. Because of all the crafting and the spell castings and all the negative things that been coming this way, not just from the family. No. It's from all sides. I'm getting it from the government. I'm getting it from other individuals who are attached to the government. I'm getting gang stalked. I'm getting oh my gosh, people lie so much. I'm telling you, just to cover up what they're doing. Like no one's gonna see. I see everything. I've seen everything for a very long time. For my whole life, basically. Okay? I never gave anyone the opportunity to get to know me because I saw what was in their heart from the start. They didn't have any desire to have me as a friend except for the fact that I was working and making money and I always had money in my pocket so that they could take advantage. And they did. One time they racked up a $900 bill over at Checkers. I paid the bill, never said a word to them. This is not a friend. Friends don't do that to friends. Friends don't go and buy drinks for the whole fucking bar for $900 of worth of alcohol. So I disconnected from everything. It was the hardest thing I ever did was to walk away. Walk away from my ex-husband. But here we go. My kids think that I walked away from them, that I abandoned them. But here's the tea. Here's the tea. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was abandoned by my mother. I was. I was. And she has the nerve to turn around and say, "You abandoned your family. You abandoned this. You abandoned that." What a hypocrite. My mom's dead right now. I forgive everybody. I am with great mercy. But at the same time, even though I love you very much, I'm not gonna let y'all hurt me no more. So y'all can stay over there, stay in your world. If you want to go over there and be and waddle in your oh my mom did this, my mom did that thing, go for it. But I tell you one thing, I never hurt you. I never meant to hurt you. I had strong words because I wanted you to learn, but I never really hurt you. If you went through life and you had things that happened to you, that's not on me. I didn't do those things to you. I tried to protect you, each one of you. Even my ex-husband will tell you. I am a mother hen protecting her chicks, and it didn't matter how old they were. I was going to stand there. As an example, when my son was approximately 4 years old, I'm going to say 4 years old, we went over to his uncle's house. And this is the same son that I'm talking about. Went over to his uncle's house. And this was prior to my younger son. And He's standing in the doorway, my son is, looking outside, and my ex-husband's uncle shows up, stands right next to him, and decides to kick him upside the ass at 4 years old. What the You know, I said to him, if I catch you touching my kid again, I'm going to kill you. That's what I told him. I don't know if he ever touched my son again, but I think he did. Why? Because I know the nefarious things that they do. They're taking the energies and sucking off the energies of my children. Yes, they are. They're also casting spells on them to think differently, to change their free will, to make them think the opposite of what their true heart is. I know they're doing that too. And I know my daughter's aware of it. Why? Because she has a Hamsa and she burns sage. Does that mean that her girlfriends that she grew up with, who she was being taught by, does that mean their mother was showing my daughter witchcraft? And to talk about my younger son, the worst day of my life was when I found him on the floor in the kitchen, curled up like a baby, drunk, saying nobody loves him. Nobody's gonna ever love him. Why doesn't anyone love me? I tried to intervene. I tried to. I wanted to teach my kids what I know, but I couldn't. I couldn't do these things. And I know why now, but at that time I was like, I can't because the family was too much involved with my children. I'm sorry I'm crying. It's the day before Mother's Day. And everybody at work was telling me Happy Mother's Day. I've never had so many people tell me Happy Mother's Day. It was overwhelming because the people at work really do genuinely like me. And I could I couldn't understand why my own family hates me so much. And then I remembered who I was. And then I realized that they probably saw something that freaked them out. And they hold resentment towards me because of my mother. And they all think that I am my mother, but I'm not. To be quite honest, I hated my mother for the longest time because of how she was. I don't hate her anymore. I don't hate anyone. I can't. It's not in me to hate. I've had so many people attacking me the last 5 years. Have been brutal. And I'm trying my best to hold my heart because I am love. I embody love. I give and I share. I'll take my clothes off and I would give them to you and I would be naked That's how much I love people. That's how much I care. But for this Mother's Day, it's it's quite something. Yeah. I have no words for anyone who teaches their children to act this way. But I will say this, it's all been taught to you, and you didn't even know. You were learning this the whole time by a suggestion made from the Bible. Go read the book of Matthew, and it tells you son against father, mother against daughter, daughter against mother, son against father, father against son. It tells you all kinds of other things too. But this is something that's been embedded in you because you follow the church. Well, when I was going to church, we didn't call it church. We called it, I was going to the house of God. The church was the people. They switched everything around. Preachers and teachers don't tell you everything. They hide most of it. They give you their interpretations of things, their translations of things. So be very careful of what you hear and what you read and what you see. That's in the Bible as well. Most of the Bible was rewritten many times so that it could nag you and trap you into looping. And if the church, especially the Catholic Church, turns around and tells you that they're not spiritual, that they shun people who are spiritual, I got something for you. I have a daily missal that actually has the calendars, the dates, and is it not the 12 stations of when Jesus carried his cross? 12 stations. These 12 stations are the 12 months of the year. These 12 months of the year are representative by archons, spiritual beings who are gods or godlike. I'm going to say godlike because they wrote an oath and they each signed it and they tricked Michael, the Archangel Michael. But I'm still trying to figure out if they tricked him or not. Did he do it on his own volition? Because these are the fallen angels that everyone is worshiping right now. And Azazel, that's the one they called Jesus, who is the son of Zeus. They changed the names. They changed everything. They flip-flopped it all. Yes, they did. So it's okay if you're not a churchgoer. You're better off. And why do I say that? Because when you go into a church, the demons are there. When you exit the church, the demons are there. But are they following you home? This is the question. You need to say yes. Why is that? Because the horoscope, the horoscope, horror, horror scope, really? Represents those 12 who are the kings over the dominions of the demons. Yeah. See, the church didn't tell you that both sides, there's two sides of you. There's a good side and there's a bad side. You have good angels and you have bad angels, right? Well, guess what? They are in tandem and they work in unison together. Yes, they do. However, lately, the negative ones have been outshining the positive ones for some reason. But then again, I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, that's good that you did that because of they're not knowing of the I'm gonna say takeover. Yeah, because they're so arrogant and egotistical and narcissistic, they don't even think that someone who is timid and who is blonde and has no noggin. Right. You keep on thinking that I'm a blonde and I'm a stupid blonde and that I don't know what's going on. You keep doing that. Yeah. Anyway, I want to tell my kids, do yourself a favor. Leave. Get out of that get out of that. Go and live your life full. Go and find out who you are. Don't let somebody else tell you that you're Italian. You're going to be Italian and you're going to only do Italian things. Because you're not just Italian. I'm going to say it like that. You are of Italian descent and you are of American descent. But of your bloodline, I'm going to tell you right now, your blood comes from your mother. Your mother gave you your blood. Okay? Your mother gave you the waters that are in you. And each thing of your body, your mother gave you, including your intelligence. Right. Now, my kids, I know, are extremely intelligent and very, very, very versed on many things. But they are in lack. Why? Because they're on the money train. Let's get that dollar bill, y'all. Let's go get to work. Let's get ourselves a dollar. And then maybe we'll be accepted into society. Or maybe someone will love me because I have money. Someone should love you for who you are. All your little quirks, all your little good things, all your little bad things. And if they criticize you, this is not love. If it's constructive criticism where they're actually helping you, that's a different thing. But the thing is, you have to be the recipient of that help. But if they do it and say, honey, I think you should do this because like this and that, Know that there is a hidden motive behind that. Yeah. I want my kids to know that I know that they're in a good position now, because I'm not there. Yeah. Or they could think that it's a good position, but are they truly happy? Is my question. Because if you constantly following after the things that you're being taught, for example, I'm going to give you an example. We used to have these conversations with myself and my ex. Well, how much are we going to give in the booster? The booster is an envelope. Usually you give money in an envelope for a gift. Most of the times it's for weddings, your birthday, your anniversary. It's always money. Okay? They were arguing one over the other. I caught one of the family members. You're putting that much in the envelope? That means I have to put that. How come I have to put this much in the envelope? It's because of what you put. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. You gotta try to live your life on your own. You need to try and love yourself. You need to say good words to yourself. You need to treat others like you want them to treat you. Meaning, if you're going to treat someone and stab them in the back and talk bad about them over here, but you're in a cordial and you're smiling in their face attitude, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is blasphemy against your spirit, the great spirit who lives in you. You have a soul and a spirit, and that soul and spirit is crying out. That's why you're having problems with some areas. Your spirit's trying to tell you, fix it. Because only you can fix it. No one else can fix it for you. No voodoo master, no big warlock over here, no hierophant over there. No witch doctor, no priest. They're not going to do it. It's not going to work. You have to do it yourself. You have to be strong enough for yourself to endure all the things that you need to endure to get through this life. But how about making it more easy for you if you love yourself and treat others like you would want them to treat you? Be kind. Don't pass judgment on others. Don't have vengeance. Don't seek revenge. Don't hold grudges. Don't hold contempt. Don't be of a negative sort. Be of a positive, uplifting, loving person that you are. For that's how you were created. You were created with love. I loved your father. I still love your father. I love you. I never stopped. All these things the people have been telling you about me are false. I'm not a hooker. I don't open my legs for anybody. I don't have an STD. I haven't had a boyfriend or a companion or any friends since I left my ex-husband. I'm celibate. I'm truly celibate and I'm not gonna be in any relationship right now because of what has been transpiring. See, I know my ex-husband put the word out on me because of what his cousin said to me. I know. Because of how he, my, and my brother are all very, very friendly with my Aunt Nettie. I want to tell my godmother, Fausta, in 2017, when you came to the airport, you knew what you were doing. You did your job. You stalled me long enough for the word to get out. I know everything. I'm going to say these things now because they need to be said. Fausta knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. She surely does. Smiling in my face. Let me tell you something. All of y'all. It doesn't matter what happens now. There's nothing that can hurt me. Nothing. Nothing. The only thing that can hurt me is myself. I'm going to stay the way I am because this is who I am. I'm not going to be false. I'm not going to put up a facade. I'm not going to act a specific way because that's the norm. And if I don't act that way, I'm going to be looked at funny and all that. No, I don't care. You either like me or you don't. It's a yes and a no. That's plain and simple. I never thought that this day would come where I would be talking this way, but it's still a very hard thing to deal with the amount of overwhelming I mean the effort y'all did to stifle me, the effort you did to make me feel low and all these other things. And so here's the secret. I pretended that I was crazy. I got the doctor to give me crazy pills for a purpose. And I took those pills. Yes, I did. But when I realized what they were doing to me, I stopped them immediately, even though y'all think I was still on them, that I was still taking the meds. There's 2 or 3 psychiatrists that I've spoken to already that says there's absolutely nothing wrong with my mind. Nothing wrong with the way I'm thinking. And maybe they should take a look at other people. I'm like, no, it's okay. Thank you. Excuse me. I actually do these things online. The reason why is so that the algorithms and AI will know that I'm actually a real person. I'm actually here. I just want to tell my kids, I love you forever. I love you for always. And as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And guess what? I live for the affinities, so that's going to be a long time. Yeah. So you have really affinities for you to get your butt taken care of. I mean, for you to learn to love yourself, you have all that time. And if by chance you ever wonder what your mama's doing, go look for me. I'm the one who's trying to stand up for the children of the nations, of each divine nation, by my knowing that over 3 million children go missing every year. Every year. If it's 3 million and 3 million and 3 million and 3 million, how long has this been going on? For that cause, I know that the population numbers of the world are wrong. Yes, they are. The governments are not telling you what's real. The governments are hiding the fact that they have you under binding and you are their subject. And it doesn't matter what you try to do, you have to listen to what they say, right? So they control your body, they control your mind, they control when you come and when you go. So basically, every single one of you on this planet is living in the Hunger Games. Hunger Games is because they are hungry for your energy. They suck you up, suck you dry. Did you ever wake up in the morning after having a good 8 hours sleep, but you feel so tired? That's why. They use technologies to mess with brain waves and the brain patterns and to cause you to think different ways. Yes, they do. I have magazines from 1930s that could prove to you that they were doing these brain I'm gonna say it like this. They were doing a cognitive study on the brain patterns of human race. And who's in charge of that? The doctors. And these doctors are the ones who dock you on this planet when you are birthed, and that's why when you are given your birth certificate, it's to show you that you're a dead man walking because of how they write your name in capital letters, just like they would on a tombstone. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette right now. This is how I get high. Don't smoke cigarettes for a while. Then I have a couple of puffs, and then all of a sudden I'm like, woo! Well, it changes my molecular structure a little bit. Anyway, I love my children. I always will. You can never take the love away from me. And even if you go and you try and harm my children or do anything to my children, guess what? It's okay. That's on you. Yeah, that's on you. I didn't do that. I don't lash back. I don't cast spells, even though I'm a shaman and I know how to. I do other things for my mama Appa. Yes, I do. One of them is safeguarding the dome, because you all are in a dome. Yeah, well, somewhat of a dome. That's why they had to make Thunderdome, that movie. One of my favorite movies is Total Recall, because y'all did that to me with your zapping. Yeah. I researched the Argyle Institute, and the CBC did do a documentary on the Argyle Institute, and the CBC had said they were doing brain manipulations and using technologies that would change the thinking of the person. This is another reason why the Great Mother is here. They're playing with the free will of the people. Number one. Number two, they're using the people as their meat. Number three, they like drinking the blood of the people. Number four, they like taking different DNAs and splicing them to create clones. Number five, they mixed DNA and made abominations. Yes, they did. This is why they dig up bones. This is why there's the bones. Digging up bones. Oh, and I could show you in proof from a book that I got from a library that shut down, I believe. These books were sold that used to be in this library. And in that book, it's a book about Egypt. It's showing how they used cranes, because there's a wire there, to move all them big ass bricks, all them blocks. What movie was that? The Quest for the Grail. Was it Quest for the Grail with Indiana Jones, where the Nazis he flew in a big Zeppelin aircraft? These were the things that they used to do the transport because they could pick up almost anything of any weight. But you don't see those balloons anymore. You don't see those Zeppelin anymore. They're trying to erase history that they created. They've been doing it over and over. But now they gotta get off the planet. They gotta get off of this rock right now. If they know what's good for them, they better get off. And the harm that they're causing to the people with the weather manipulations and the beams, yeah, and their holographs. I want to tell my son the Stargate is real, baby. It's real as it's real. It's real. What they're trying to do is genocide the planet again. They did it before when they come over here saying it was Christopher Columbus that discovered America. No, discovered means evil covering. We're going to cover that with evil right now and take it all. Each thing was every single plane was populated prior of their takeover. These are the gods of war. These are war gods who decide that it's okay, let's go warring and let's be dominant over these people and take them as slaves. That's basically what it is. So everyone is a slave right now by the cause of the birth certificates, by the cause of the maritime law, by the cause of the Silk Roads and the other trade routes. Special is with the ships. Yeah. The worst thing that they actually did, the worst thing they did was steal the identity of the true God, of the true great spirit of the creation. Yeah. The mother who created everything, including the God of the Bible. So, yes, each one has to say that each person, each son and daughter, is a child of God and a son and daughter of God. But what they won't tell you is they switched it around. It's dog. They worship an entity that changed his face. Yeah. He changes all the time. We won't get into that right now. So, my children, I want you to know your bloodline. You come from chiefs and chieftains of each nation, is with the United States and Canada. Your great grandfather, your sixth great grandfather. Is it sixth? Yeah. Your sixth great grandfather was the chief of Ile de Delaware. Ile de Delaware right now is Washington, D.C. So when they come over here to discover America, Pocahontas is not her name. Even though I know her, yeah, it's not her name. My children, you have the blood of many nations in your veins. You are Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cheyenne, Métis, Mohawk, and a few others, including you are West Indian. You do have black blood. I'm going to say it like that, even though there is no black people. I mean, each one is a shade of brown. I'm a peachy color. Right now, anyway. If I take the sun, I will turn another shade of brown. Don't hold prejudice against another. Don't point fingers of another just because of what they're wearing, or how they act, or who their parents are, or what nationality they are. Each one is a child of God. Each one is a child of the Most High. There are the good ones, and there are the bad ones. And right now, we're trying to get rid of the rest of the bad ones because they're still lingering after the flood. The thing is, many of the children of God have gone astray and have fallen, taken hold of by the negative. If they are with their free will of the choosing, is with it, let go of that and knowing how to do that, then they can come back onto the good side. It's like the movie with Darth Vader and his son. Right after he cut off his hand, he saved him by throwing the evil one over, right? And then in the end of the movie, now his father is with the good light, right? Isn't that what everyone wants? To be on the side of the light? But most have fallen and lost that light by the teachings of the fall of man. You see, they didn't want to be left out and the only ones that fell. They wanted to bring everyone with them. And that's why the General Flynn decided he was going to say, where we go one, we go all. No, 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 no. That's not true. Not true. Not true at all. By my wishes. For I am the guard of each of the pieces parts are with the creation. And one day my children will find out exactly who I am. But for now, I'm going to say it like that and let them keep talking that their mother's crazy. Yeah. I'm going to let them all keep saying their mama's crazy. Yeah. I do love you very much, each one of you. And yeah, I guess I was a little overbearing. Yeah, I was a mother hen protecting her children as best she could, and I got in trouble for it. But at the same time, you still grew up really, really with a lot of love. You still grew up with food in front of your plate, your face. You grew up with great abundance, and you grew up with many family members around you. This is something I didn't have, and I am with gratitude that you had that and that you have great friends. And I'm hoping that these friends are not using you, because there are ways that people are able to manipulate things and put on masks. But I hope you will take hold of your gifts and use them wisely for your own safeguard and for the safeguard of those who you love. I wish you great happiness and joy. I hope you have every wish you ever wanted. And I hope that my Mama Abba in heaven, I'm gonna say it like that, will be merciful and kind, even though you had harsh words towards your mother. And I get it, 'cause I had harsh words for my mother. But I told it to her while she was alive, so she knows how I feel. And even though she hated me before she left this planet, I still love my mother, because she gave birth to me and brought me to this life where I am able to be who I am. And I'm very grateful for her many teachings of survival skills, because that's what she did. She taught me how to survive all these attacks. And so did you, even though you didn't know it. I hope my grandsons will one day want to know who their grandmother is. I miss my little button, and I miss my little king. I'm gonna call him my little king, 'cause he looks like he's a royal baby. Yeah. So with that said, I have a video that I made not long ago of how I let it go and take back my life. And I hope one day they'll find my videos and my channel, and they'll watch them, and they will know. They will know me by my fruits. Yes, I am a loving and kind person, but I'm also very equipped to be the biggest bitch you've ever seen in your life. And my kids know that. But they don't know how big of a bitch I could be. They only saw little pieces, parts. I'm a fighter and a lover at the same time. I will fight for the rights of the children. I will fight for my rights. And I will fight for the right to live and I will continue to fight. Yeah. For the safeguard of this great, beautiful planet. For the great mother's gifts are with the land and the waters and the air and the space. For these also are a part of your 7 chakras, which are your 7 roots, who are from your mother. Your 7 chakras of your branches are from your father. But you have both masculine and feminine of your own spirit included. Now that's a secret. When you want to know the answer to it, and you want to seek and find and no one can answer it for you, your mama's right here. I never left. I never left my kids. I just left my ex-husband. But because of everyone being in their ear, the only thing that they can think of is that I abandoned them. And I didn't. So I'm making this video just in case something would happen to me. Because there's been a lot of people who want me dead because of my inheritance. Well, I'm going to say this. My inheritance is not here on this plane. My inheritance is that of the spiritual nature. By the knowing that the one that was here on this plane has already been stolen, has been used, and there's probably nothing left. They can keep the land that they think that they've claimed. But in the end, I know everything comes back to me in the time that it's supposed to. And if I'm supposed to have another love in my life, so great. If that's supposed to be for me, I'll know it. But right now, I really don't want to have any relationship with anyone. Nobody. Because I've been by myself with nobody for the past 5 years. Started to get comfortable. Even though every once in a while, I'll ask myself, well, I'll ask Spirit, am I ever going to kiss anyone again? I don't know. Am I ever going to really hug someone again? I don't know. Am I ever going to really share my life with anyone ever again? I don't know. But I'll say this. After what I've been through with so many people attacking me, I'm going to wait for my Mama Abba. Because I know in the spiritual realm, there will be someone for me. I don't have to have anyone here. But I do wish that those who are with the divination and castings of spells, I wish that they would stop because I know what's coming for them. And I think this is why I had to say something today. Because I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I had to say all these things so that I could go through my tower. Because this is a tower for me. It's called a tower moment. And I got triggered today because of how many times I heard Happy Mother's Day. And I'm letting you see me for who I am. And I'm letting you see that I do cry. I have feelings. And I have emotions. But most of the time I keep them in check. I thought I had addressed this. I thought I did my tower before. But I didn't. I think it's because it's very close to the time of the great Mama Abba. Is why. Because I don't know about y'all, but it's been thick. I want my ex-husband to know you did a good job by taking away the things that I would need. My social security, my livelihood, my children, my family. He did a good job. He did such a good job. They don't want to have anything to do with me. Not one of them. That's on you. You want to be dead? You still want me dead? My whole family wants me dead. There's no more 400 acres. There's no more money. There's no more nothing. They got away with it. They did. They got away with taking the life of another and another 7 times and another and another and another. I have proof of it. But they're so connected that even law enforcement doesn't want to hear what I have to say, even though I could show it to them. I'm sorry for my children that if ever I said I was going to do something for you and I didn't do it, I'm sorry. I guess I overwhelmed myself. I didn't write it down and I forgot about it. But I will say this. If you put me in a corner while I'm doing something for you, and you nag and you nag and you nag and you nag, I slow down. That's what happened on prom night for my daughter. It had nothing to do with drugs. It had everything to do with the hounding, the barking, the nitpicking. You still had a beautiful dress. And it was an honor to make your veil. And I'm sorry you thought it was going to be an ugly thing. That's for my boo-boo. My boo-boo. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be thinking people are against you. You're very loved. You're very loved. And for each one of you, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But I did make pink jackets, roller coaster cakes, and I threw parties that the kings and queens would shake. It would make them shake. My daughter's wedding was the biggest, beautiful wedding. Every single part. And I knew she felt like she was beautiful when she first saw her veil. I have a picture. I'm just sad that she took the words of other people and didn't allow her mother and her father to be in the front row of the wedding, because you were, and still are, the pride and joy of both your mother and your father. And to segregate us to the third row was an insult. I don't care what your father says. Friends come and go, but your parents are always your parents. This is long-winded, but for my boo-boo, I am so proud of you. Look how far you came from hacking my computer at 4 years old to where you are now. very proud of you. For my Bam Bam, my big boy. Mama loves you very much. Don't be too hard on yourself. People are evil, especially women. Know that I love you, and I'm very, very proud of you. My daughter, my beautiful daughter. You have very many qualities, and you are always wanting to be the center of attention. I'm sorry I wasn't the mother that you wanted, but know this. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very sad that I don't get to see you be the mother that you are. But I hope one day, from mother to mother, that you will comprehend how hard this was for everyone, for no cause. And I know you have influence, and that your brothers will listen to you, even though they get mad at you most of the time. Say good words. Be good to people. Don't get frustrated and angry, especially at the boys. By the cause children are children, and children do the strangest things. Just make sure they're protected. You know what I mean. You don't have to be like me. I never wanted you to be like me. I want you to be yourself. I'm very, very proud of you. Very proud. Proud of all three of you. Be good to you. Say kind words. Be with the knowing of the peace is with you. And no matter what, I will love you for the infinities. Infinities. Infinities.